Hey, hello everybody, and welcome to a brand new video. Today I wanted to go over 5 mid-game bosses that you can kill when you're just kind of getting into bossing. These 5 bosses are quite easy, to be honest. Obviously the GP per hour is going to be adjusted because they are quite a bit easier. I think the most you're going to make any of these bosses is maybe 600k an hour, and that's going to depend quite a bit on the prices and your method of doing so. However, it's good to get some practice at doing some early game PVM, and they're just fun to do, honestly. Alright, let's get started. So coming in at number 1 is the Deranged Archaeologist, which is a demi-boss located on Fossil Island on kind of the southern tip where the tar swamp monsters are. I have to say, I think the Deranged Archaeologist is actually better than the Crazy Archaeologist. I think it actually has better drops even though it's not in the wilderness. That's just my personal opinion. It has more valuable common and uncommon drops, where the Crazy Archaeologist has a few rare drops, but its general drop table is pretty bad. The Deranged Archaeologist drops black d'hide, cannonballs, dragon arrows are one of the most valuable uncommon drops, and onyx bolt tips. When I killed this boss when it came out, I was getting about 400 to 500k an hour in GP, which is pretty decent. Now, I would recommend having 75 magic for the Trident of the Swamp or the Trident of the Seas. While the Deranged Archaeologist does have magic defense, he still is pretty weak to magic, and it's a very cost-effective and easy way to kill it quickly. You can see here in the clip how I kill it in probably like 30 seconds, 45 seconds. So I'm just bringing as much magic damage gear as I can, as well as some prayer potions, because you will need to protect from range when you're fighting it. You'll just need protect from range on the entire time, and it's really easy. The only thing you need to know about is the books he throws at you, and you'll know he's about to do that because he'll shout Rain of Knowledge, in which case you just need to run about 3 or 4 tiles from where you are and dodge the books. He'll come in a cluster of 3 and then another explosion after. You'll get used to it eventually, but really you just need to run as far away as possible. I really like this boss because it's easy. It's pretty AFK, honestly. You can just stay in the same world because it spawns in about 20 seconds, or you can hop around if you want. And the GP per hour is actually pretty good, even compared to some of these other bosses. Coming in at number 2 is killing the Giant Moll. The Giant Moll is, well, a mole found underneath the Falador Park. It's very easy to kill and is not super dangerous, unless you're a hardcore Iron Man. But it is a bit annoying because it runs around a lot. The easiest way to kill this, and probably the most effective, is to use the rock, and you can use the rock cake from the Recipe for Disaster quest to lower your HP to about 1 or 2. One thing you're really going to want to have is the Falador Hard Diaries done, which unfortunately I don't. I still need the stupid Prospector outfit. I was going to get done for the video, then I realized I needed the full Prospector outfit, and that's going to take a while, which is pretty important because it'll note the mole drops as well as give you a locator, because even with the zoom feature on Rune Light, it still is a bit annoying to find the giant mole. But all you have to do is protect from melee, and you will take absolutely no damage, which is quite nice. The only thing you're really looking for here is its consistent drop. So it's pretty consistent GP per hour because you're always going to get about 10 to 15k per kill. This used to be about 1 mil an hour earlier, but now the prices of the mole parts have crashed quite a bit, along with the bird nests. If you want, you can bring some alch runes, but it's probably not going to be that big a deal. You're not going to be needing to pick up that many things off the ground because most of them are going to be noted. If you're doing this under ideal circumstances, you probably could get 500k to 600k an hour with the noted drops, and hopefully the mole parts will go up in price soon. Coming in number 4 is Obor or Bryophyta. These are 2 free-to-play accessible bosses, and they're kind of sporadic bosses that you can only do when you get the key from the related monster. So the Hill Giant will drop a giant key every once in a while, and the Moss Giants will drop a mossy key every once in a while. Now the drop table is pretty good for how easy they are to kill. However, you're gated by how many kills you can do because you still need that drop, and it only works for 1 kill. However, if you're doing Slayer like I was on my Slayer only Iron Man, you actually get quite a lot of these keys, and it's good to practice doing some medium level bosses. These 2 are probably one of the easiest bosses in the game. In the background you can see I'm killing them on my Slayer only Iron Man account, which literally only has a Staff of Fire and black robes, and I'm still able to do it fairly easily. Bryophyta is a little bit harder, I would say, because you have to kill the plant spawns, and you have to use an axe on it, and you have to pray. And on my Slayer only Iron Man, I don't have any prayer potions, so this kill wasn't extremely hard, but I could have still died. Obor is easier as long as you're praying range and kiting with a bind spell. Really easy to kill as well. And I got pretty lucky on this kill. I got 2 rune swords, which will actually be an upgrade over my rune battle axe, I would say. Now coming in at number 4 is the Grotesque Guardian. Now you will need a Slayer task of gargoyles to actually kill this boss, and the GP per hour here is not spectacular, especially compared to gargoyles. You're probably only going to get maybe 400 to 500k an hour max, probably less to be honest. The main problem here is the kills take so long. However, it's a really fun boss to do. You'll need the best range gear that you can bring. A blowpipe is ideal, so 75 range is pretty necessary, and you'll want a melee switch as well. Now, the mechanics of the boss are not too complicated, but it does take a little while to learn since it is about a 5-minute process to kill it. It has a few different forms, a few different things you need to worry about. I'll leave a link in the description for a video. If you want an in-depth guide, definitely go look it up. However, as a mid-game boss, it's actually not too bad. It's fun to kill, has good music, the mechanics are fun, and really not too complicated to learn. And you do actually still have a chance of getting a rare drop, as in the black tourmaline core, which currently is still worth about 6.5 mil. So there is a chance of actually getting a very rare item from here, which is not present with any of these other monsters so far. And coming in at number 5 is the King Black Dragon. The King Black Dragon is actually very straightforward to kill. There's a few different ways to kill it, but in this video I'm killing it with range. You're going to want the highest range level that you can, a minimum probably 70. I'm using a rune crossbow, which is a pretty cost effective weapon, and while you can use a rune crossbow level 60, you'll probably want a higher range level than that. My range is level 95. I'm using ruby bolts and switching to diamond bolts once the monster is below half HP. I personally like doing this as a duo. Me and my friend did it sometimes. It's a little bit easier because you can kind of split up the damage between two people. The kills last longer, and obviously you kill it quicker. And I think overall it's a little more effective, but it's kind of up to you. So you're definitely going to want to bring an anti-dragon fire shield. I also brought an extended anti-fire. Now, protecting from magic doesn't actually do as much at the KBD as compared to other dragons because you can't nullify all of its damage. Protecting from magic is not super effective, even though I was doing it in the video. So it does have quite a lot of valuable drops, although the kills do take a while. And worth noting is it's in the wilderness. While you're not in the wilderness in the cave, when you're running there, you will be at risk of dying to PKers, so you can't really bring more than 3 or 4 items that you're going to risk. So overall, a pretty straightforward boss to kill. You just shoot it with bolts and you heal when you're gonna die. Pretty easy. And that is about it, guys. Those are 5 mid-game bosses that are quite easy to kill and are good practice for when you're working up towards higher level bosses in the future. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to leave it a like, and I will see you next time.